Conscious Guide Team by Sheepdog and Shepherd.
Conscious Guide Team 9.4 The Toxic Child. We do not allow any toxic children in this zone. Royal families have spared no expense keeping her or him from the public view. Political leaders around the world have employed indulgence, ostracism, and nepotism to control her or him. Dictators have employed her or him to create terror toward the end of controlling the citizenry. Ordinary families have expended emotional and financial resources to mitigate the damage caused by her or him. I am referring to the toxic child. Psychological literature describes toxic people as manipulative, disrespectful of boundaries, always demanding an apology but never offering one, always in need of attention and drama. Such a list only represents a starting point for the toxic child. The toxic child portrays herself or himself as a victim and creates a polarizing atmosphere. From the boy who bit off his mother's ear to the prodigal young spendthrift, Aesop warned against the toxic child in his fables. History recounts many examples of toxic children and their effects on family, community, and nation. Ancient literature records one of the most poignant examples of a toxic child by the name of Esau. Toxic child Esau despised his birthright and sold it to his brother Jacob for a bowl of pottage. Toxic child Esau grieved his parents and made life bitter for them. Rather than admitting to his father that he sold his birthright to his brother Jacob, he portrayed himself as the victim when Jacob received the birthright blessing. Toxic child Esau hated his brother Jacob and planned to kill him. Toxic child Esau created a polarizing atmosphere within his family. Esau's progeny, known as the Edomites, instigated tremendous hardship against Jacob's descendants. Toxic child Esau did not escape the attention of his deity, who said, "Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated." The collateral damage resulting from Esau's contempt for his parents, his rejection of the faith into which he was raised, his attempt to play the victim, and his polarizing spirit extended well over a millennium and set the stage for one of the most profound events in human history. One of Esau's descendants, a man by the name of Herod, was appointed procurator to act on behalf of the Roman government. Through sages traveling from a distant country, Herod discovered that a child would be born. Strangely enough, this child was a descendant of Jacob, and the sages informed Herod that this child would be king over the very people that he was supposed to be ruling. Herod gave an order to kill every male child of the approximate age and in the vicinity of this child king. This child king, descendant of Jacob. Although the child king was not killed this time, he was killed years later by a son of Herod. In contrast to toxic child Esau, this descendant of Jacob who was crucified was known as the Prince of Peace and one who would bring about redemption and healing. Witnesses testified how this descendant of Jacob rose from the dead after his crucifixion. If you have a toxic child in your life, you know firsthand the meaning of collateral damage. What would happen if a toxic child became acquainted with the one who is known as the Prince of Peace? Could the toxic child be healed? Could those damaged by the toxic child be healed?
Special acknowledgement to our references.
Special thanks to voiceover artists Cynthia and Todd and content consultant Ed.
Thank you for watching our presentation on matters pertaining to conscience. Please subscribe and offer your comments. Produced by Sheepdog and Shepherd, aka M. Gilbert Steiner, author of Short Man of Nuremberg.